Welcome once again, children. Till now we learnt about RBC. RBC, red blood cells, which are also called erythrocytes. Now let us know about the second type of cells in blood. Second type of cells in blood is called white blood cells. White blood cells. White blood cells, the name itself says that they do not have hemoglobin. They don't have hemoglobin. That means their work is not for transportation. Their work is not for transportation. What is the other name given for that is leukocytes. They are also called leukocytes. Red blood cells are called erythrocytes and these are called leukocytes. What is the lifetime for this is just 13 days. They are only for 13 days. They can live only for 13 days. But let us know more about WBC. WBC are actually of two types. What are they? They are granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes and agranulocytes. These granulocytes are again of three types. Basophils, eosinophils, neutrophils. Basophils, eosinophils and neutrophils. They all have granule-like nucleus. WBC has nucleus, children. WBC has nucleus. Let us remember. So, in RBC there is no nucleus, but WBC has nucleus. Where shall I mention that? It has nucleus. Nucleus is present. This is point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, point number 4, and this is point number 5, point number 6. Basophils, eosinophils, neutrophils, and all these nucleus they have granule-like substance. They have granule-like substances. That's why they are called granulocytes. And there are another agranulocytes. They are of two kinds. Agranulocytes are of two kinds. Monocytes, lymphocytes. Monocytes and lymphocytes. Now let us know about monocytes. Monocytes are called scavengers. Monocytes are called scavengers. Why do we call them as scavengers? What they do is when amoeba or any foreign materials, anything which does not belong to our body enters into the blood, enters into our body, then what it will do is it will completely engulf it. They eat it up, they engulf it and then destroy. That's why we call them as scavengers of the body. We call them as scavengers. Then what do we call this lymphocytes? Lymphocytes are tiny, monocytes are large. Lymphocytes we call them as tiny policemen. We call them as tiny policemen because they stand guard. What they do is they do not permit any kind of microorganisms or any foreign material to even enter inside. By any chance they enter inside, these are policemen which guard the body. They do not allow anything to enter inside. They release antibodies and they fight against their entry. Any foreign body's entry, they fight against, and that's why we will be healthy, and because of the presence of these only we are immune to some of the diseases. If we are healthy, we will be having more immunity. And now these lymphocytes, they guard against the foreign materials from entering into our body. By any chance one or two enters, our monocytes are not going to be quiet. The minute they enter, they engulf them and they dissolve them. So our body has its own private security system, inbuilt security system. Our lymphocytes, policemen, and monocytes, scavengers, they fight against the diseases and they fight against the microorganisms and make us to stay healthy. But for that, what we need to do is we need to stay ourselves fit with proper kind of nutrition and proper kind of healthy habits. If we have, then these are going to give us a natural immunity towards most of the diseases. So this is all about WBC. WBC means white blood cells, which are also called as leukocytes. And what is the life duration of that? 13 days only, because they are soldiers, no, they always keep releasing antibodies to fight against the diseases. Their life duration is very less, it is only for 13 days. And these they have nucleus is present, and they are of two types, agranulocytes and granulocytes. Granulocytes are again for the three types. What are they? Basophil, neutrophil and eosinophils. And what do they do? These also, okay, I told about only this, whatever this, these also attack the microorganisms when they enter into the body. That's why we call WBC as the fighting system. We call WBC as the fighting system. They secrete the antibodies. WBC is particularly for protection. It is for security. RBC is for transportation. RBC is for transportation of either nutrients or excretory products. WBC is for security. So we have everything very well organized in our body. Only thing is we need to keep it fit and allow it to function in its own natural way. So they are also for attacking only. And particularly these two, we call them as agranulocytes. Here no granules are present. They are very clean and clear. Here granules are present, here no granules are present. When you observe the blood of any person, then if you notice granules, then they belong to any of these three, basophil, neutrophil or eosinophil. If granules are not noticed and it is not biconcave in nature and it is not red in color, then it has a nucleus, then they belong to either monocyte or leukocyte. Leukocyte is too tiny, monocyte is large. So basing on that you can remember, monocytes are called scavengers and leukocytes are called policemen, tiny policemen. Okay children, so that is about WBC. Now let us come to the third type of blood cell, that is platelets. Pause. Okay children, now we learn more about erythrocytes and leukocytes. Now let us know about the third type of blood cell, that is platelets. Plate cells are what do you say, they are like disc shape only, projected disc. They look like projected discs. They look like projected discs. And what do they do? Let us see. And they also, no nucleus is present. No nucleus. What is their main function? They do not do transportation. No transportation, no fighting. Then what is the purpose of them being inside the vessel? Here is more important. This is more important because suppose this is your blood vessel. This is your blood vessel and blood is passing through like this. And then because of various reasons, sometimes what happens, we fall down and we get injured, and the blood vessel, tiny, even if it is a tiny blood vessel, if it gets cut, what will happen? The blood will flow out. Instead of flowing like this, the blood starts flowing out like that. If it is going on flowing out, even if you put cotton also, it keeps flowing out. No, it's not. Cotton is not going to stop the flow of the blood. What should stop the flow of the blood? Something from inside only has to stop. From outside, even if you put anything also, it's not going to stop. Of course, we need to stitch it up and doctors will do all that thing. From inside also, you should have some protective measure. Here comes the role of platelets. It helps in clotting. Clotting blood. What it will do is, now all the blood platelets will flow into this area. It will flow into this area, and the blood platelets will tie themselves up with fibrin. Okay, and when it comes and closes this area, the injured part, the gap is closed by the platelets. The gap is closed by the platelets and the blood is permitted to clot. Then this area is clotted and the blood will again continue to flow like this. That is the function of platelets. So first thing, let us know erythrocytes or RBC is for transportation, WBC or leukocytes is for fighting against microorganisms or fighting against diseases, and platelets are for repairing the blood vessels and blood clotting, and it also helps in proper functioning of the blood flow in the blood vessels. If that is not there, every time an injury takes place, red blood cells cannot work, WBC also cannot work. What is the use if there is no wall to actually be protected against? So platelets also play a major role. So what is about platelets? Platelets are projected, they have, what is the shape of it is projected disc shape, and they do not have nucleus. What is the main purpose function of it is? Its function is to help the blood to clot when there is an injury nearby. So that is about blood. And what else? Right. Landsteiner, let us know about who is this German doctor Landsteiner. Next part what we are going to learn about is, suppose somebody asks you, maybe your brother and sister, both of you are going somewhere, and you want to introduce, she is my sister, and then people will ask, is she your blood relation? Then you say, yes, she is my own sister. Own sister we call blood relation. Otherwise what do we say? She is my cousin, or she is a daughter of my uncle or aunt. Now we will learn more about it. Suppose you are of the same family, born to the same parents, we call them as blood relation. We are blood related. Okay. Here Karl Landsteiner, a German doctor, what did he say is, you are not blood relations. How? You may get wondered. Actually what he said is, our bloods are of various groups. For example, group A, group B, group AB and group O. In that again, positive is there, negative is there, positive is there, negative is there, positive is there, negative is there, positive is there, negative is there. That means we have 8 blood groups. And I will tell you what, we are 3 siblings in our family. My parents have 3 children. That means we are 3 of us siblings. I am B positive, my younger brother is B positive, but my elder brother is O positive. Now my younger brother and myself, I can call ourselves as blood relatives, but as per Landsteiner, I cannot call my elder brother as my blood relative. It sounds funny, but it's not like, only when we are comparing the blood groups we can say like that. But I'll tell you one thing, children, blood groups may differ, but genes and everything that we get from a family, they cannot differ, and the DNA tells we are blood related. Okay, so about this, let us learn more about blood groups and how to test and know our blood groups in next session. Thank you children, have a good time.